My name is Fraser.
My name is Mark.
And we are the hosts of the geekiest show alive. To the outside world, we're ordinary geeks.
But in the Fab International Studios, we talk comics and find other geeks just like us. This is Geek of the Week.
We're on trade-off.
We are.
This is the part of the show where me and Mark will trade off, basically. So each week, last week he gave me a trade, this week I'm giving him a trade, and Mark is going to tell you exactly what that trade is.
I am. You gave me Afterlife with Archie. We have been seriously Archied out this week.
I'm telling you, mate. I'm throwing you in the deep end.
Afterlife with Archie Volume 1 is the first one, the first 5 issues of Archie's...
Afterlife.
Was it the first horror comic they did, Fraser?
Yeah, this launched the horror line, and then after this you get they introduce Sabrina in it, and then you get Chilling Adventures of Sabrina,
right?
Jughead the Hunger, the mix with Veronica and Vampire, which is really hard for a dyslexic to say, and then Blossom 686 is coming out soon.
Well, for me, right, the first thing that as I've established earlier in the show, I like horror, and bit Pet Sematary, this, innit?
This is how I got you. This is how I got you. This is how I got you into Archie. I was like, I know he likes horror, so.
The thing is, right, I don't like unoriginal horror. I don't like something that is so obviously nicked. And Evil Pet comes back, that's Pet Sematary. That, you know, it changes up subsequently after that, but the first impression I got was, have an original idea, please. And
you're quite content with your first impressions, though. I've always noticed, like, whenever you have like a bad first impression, I feel like that sort of sticks with you, and like you can't get past it.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know if that's me being too judgy.
No, I don't think so. Again, because of my preconceptions of Archie, which are right when it comes to the fact that up until this point they were super kind of saccharine, happy comic books for younger readers.
The youth.
Yeah, this wasn't what I was expecting. But the artwork, again, I was expecting very kind of bold, cutesy stuff, and it wasn't. It very much suited the genre.
I forgot to mention that with Jughead the Hunger, like the art style in all of these is incredible. Like, it's it's like it sets the scene. It's totally different than the other Archie stuff, so you know you're in a different universe. Interestingly enough, the guy who wrote, basically, I think. Up to now, I think he's wrote everything in the Archie horror line, is also the guy who's writing the Sabrina TV show.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, he's on all of that, and he's basically made his own little universe with it in it. Sorry, I'll let you carry on. That was
yeah, like digression. I say, the art suited the horror vibe, and particularly with horror comics, I do think that getting the art right is important, and they did get it right. I'm a grumpy old sod. I just found the names a little bit...
on the nose?
No, that a little bit incongruous. Reggie and Archie and Betty and Juggy, and they all get stabbed and murdered and killed, and it's horrible.
They're from the 60s, though, to be fair.
I know,
you can't really change them. It's keeping it Archie.
Absolutely, it's keeping it Archie, and I get it, but as someone coming in who'd read no Archie... it felt a bit weird. And again, maybe that's a British versus American thing. Some American names...
What were like Beano? Archie's sort of very similar to Beano.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dennis.
You wouldn't change Dennis the Menace's name to Jordan the Menace to make it modern, would you? So no, maybe I'm being unfair.
I could be that.
There were some nice little horror references as well. There was some Cthulhu references. There was a Vampirella reference, which made me smile. And I liked that. It's clearly written by someone who has an affection for horror. Yeah. Which, when you're writing something like this, which is a horror take on something that's not horror, I think that's important. That I think it reassures people like me that the person really wants to do this well, you know?
Yeah, they're clearly passionate about it. I was about to say it before, but it's just popped back into my head. If you don't like the names for these, you're going to hate the ship names. Like when they put the couples together, there's like Bughead and, no.
Oh, that's how very modern. How very modern.
I can see you disgust right now.
Yeah, that's
to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so... did you enjoy it? I feel like it's the most important part.
Yes, I actually did. I've seen better horror. I've seen better horror comics, but I'm a massive horror fan.
Yeah.
It would need to be the best horror ever to really impress me, but it was good enough that I enjoyed it and I wanted to read more. The reality is there's a lot of terrible horror out there. Like I like bad horror. I like schlocky stuff that's so bad it's good. But there's some stuff out there that is just
bad.
There's lots and lots of stuff that is just bad.
Yeah, I don't think it was trying to set out.
I enjoyed this.
I don't think it was trying to set out to be like the next horror movement. I think it was just like it's more for the Archie fans, giving them something different and then introducing.
Was it considered relatively controversial? Because I just felt that, considering the original source-based material of Archie, some of the themes were very, very adult. There was some really dark stuff in there.
It was
not just the blood and guts and gore, but some of the other stuff in there was like, oh, hello.
Incredibly well received. In fact, it might be worth, I'm going to level with you guys. I think me or Mark, one of us, made a deal with the devil.
Probably me.
Because we've been given something great at this radio show, but we've been cursed this week. Mark couldn't find your song.
Confirm my music.
I did a whole Comics Compared on Riverdale and it's been lost, so I'm going to have to do one live, so it might not be too pretty and it's not got nice. It had lovely Riverdale music in the background, but sadly it's just going to be me and Mark blubbering and me partly remembering stuff going, oh yeah, I also need to mention this.
Well, we've only got 5 minutes left in the show, Fraser.
Yeah, so I'm going to pop it in.
Get it done.
But it's again sort of talking a lot with this horror stuff, and some of the elements I think you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, but I didn't say.
So listen to Geek of the Week. Be sure to tune in next week. Same geek time, same geek channel.
And if you want to follow us on social media, it's at GOTW Radio on Twitter. Search for Geek of the Week Radio Show on Facebook. And to listen again, it's www.mixcloud.com/Geek of the Week Radio Show.